Welcome to the Complete Setter Training. This is a free training with no order bump, with no upsell, with no one-time offer, with no value ladder, with no sales pitch, none of that. This is a free training that I created to pay it forward to each and every single one of you that have supported this channel in some way, shape or form. If you have subscribed to this channel, if you have left a comment, if you have liked, disliked any one of my videos, if in any way, shape or form you have helped the Complete Closer community as well as this channel, this is my way of paying it forward back to you. Previously, I've already done a similar training on remote closing. You can access that on my YouTube channel as well. And when I created that, a lot of you gave me feedback on, hey Sean, can you create a similar training for appointment setting? So here it is, the Complete Setter. Before I get started with the rest of this training, I want to give a quick shout out to 3 of my students this week. On the left, you will see Elaine. Elaine is based in Malaysia. She is a stay-home mother of 2. And when we first met 1 year ago, I remember, okay, we met on Zoom. Her entire face was red. Her eyes swollen. Her eyes were swollen because she was crying. And she was crying because she had invested thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into closer programs, but she did not manage to get her investment back. She felt very stuck, very frustrated because her Wi-Fi was bad, her command of English was bad, but you can see, after 1 year working one-to-one with me, baby steps after baby steps, obstacle after obstacle, milestone after milestone. First of all, you can see her English, command of the English language, huge improvements. And I'm really proud to announce that after this 1 year, she has crossed $50,000 USD cash collected, partnering up with a aesthetic medicine practitioner, helping him to sell his courses, programs and solutions and services. She has crossed 50,000 USD. That is a lot of money for her because she stays in Malaysia, so when you convert over to her currency, now she's able to have a very stable quality of life for herself and her family. Okay, it's important to note that during this time, her family didn't really understand or support her. So for her, as a woman, stay-home mother of 2, the balance between work, family, business, it needed a lot of courage on her part. Okay, so for those of you thinking that, hey, doing remote sales online is easy money, it's not. Okay, if it were that easy, your family, your friends, everyone you know at work, at school, they would all be doing remote sales, but they are not. Why? Because there is a learning curve. The one in the middle is Broderick. Broderick, in his second week of closing, he collected $3,000 in cash USD. This is for a musician offer. So basically his company helps musicians build and launch their careers. Quite similar to what I do for closers, except that they do it for musicians. His first week, Broderick collected 1,002. Second week, 3,000. Third week, 1,005. So this month itself is already almost at 6,000. There's still a couple more weeks to go, so I won't be surprised if he reaches 8-10K, his first month remote closing. That would be 5 figures. The one on the right is Daniel. Daniel, same thing as Elaine. In the beginning, he couldn't understand how to get this game. And for us, setters and closers, what is the most important milestone? Do you know? It is when you are able to say to yourself that now I know how to book one high quality sales call. Now I know how to do one complete, real, live sales call from front to back. The whole learning curve in terms of all the phases, in terms of all the possibilities, variations, objections, the whole thing, I can do it once and I can get the result and I can get paid. You know what that tells me? First of all, it tells me that you know how to find a good company. That is so important, yes? Second of all, it tells me you know how to book a sales call. Is that important? Third, it tells me that you know how to close. When you can brand, set, and close, you are complete. Because from that point on, I know you can do it again and again and again and again. Because from here on, it's about how intense and how aggressive and how focused you want to be at improving yourself more and more. Does that make sense? Why did I create this training? In case you haven't realized, appointment setting is becoming more and more relevant. Every company, whether online or offline, which company doesn't want more leads, more sales, more quantity, more quality? So as companies are beginning to realize that, hey, whether I'm an online or offline company, I need people to get leads. I need people to call those leads. I need people to bring those leads to sales meetings. I need people to close. So it's causing an explosion, much like how closing was in 2018, 2019 when I first started. A lot of appointment setters are coming into our space. A lot of business need appointment setters. If you want to do remote sales today, very easily you can secure for yourself an appointment setting position and do sales online in your house where you are on your computer and phone right now. Okay, but like I said, there is a remote sales learning curve. For those of you who are watching this, if you are a closer and you know how to book your own calls, what does it mean? You are complete, yes? You have remote independence. For those of you who are business owners, you know this skill is so vital to growing your business, yes? For some of you business owners, you want to improve your own sales skills. You realize that I need to close myself. Okay, especially if you are a setter and like Elaine, you have invested thousands and thousands of dollars into remote sales programs, and after that you're like, hey, I think I need more help. I think I need more support. And then you found this guy, Sena, on Instagram, on YouTube. Okay, whether you are a setter, whether you are a closer, whether you are a business owner, this skill is so critical, especially moving into the future. Here is how some people set. I don't know how many of these you might experience yourself in a day, but look at this. Are you free for a call this week? Hey man, did you get my message? Did I say something wrong? Hey bro, hey dude, hey bro. How many of you realize that coming into the online space, suddenly you realize that you have a lot of brothers and sisters? Everyone is like bro, 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 bro. And do you know what the best part is? This person sending me these messages is one of the top influencers in our space. And do you know what he teach? He teach appointment setting. He's one of those guys that trains setters and is quite responsible for this huge influx of setters coming in. And this, I know this is not him. Okay, this is probably one of his setters. But if the thought leaders of our industry are setting like this, is it any wonder that every day I receive messages like this from setters and closers? Hey Sean, do you have an opportunity? Do you have a role? Do you have an offer for me? Every single day. Pitching. And this guy, do you have a position for me? Because I would really like to work with you. Isn't this the same as me going up to any girl and saying, hey, would you like to be my girlfriend? Because I want to be your boyfriend. Can you be my wife? Because I want to be your husband. Where is the value in this? Any avenue available for me? Do you have an offer for me? So this is why I created this training. When you become a complete setter, first of all, you will know how to differentiate yourself from them in terms of your brand. You will learn how to differentiate yourself from them in terms of your skills and substance, because this is such a horrible way to make a first impression. Yes or no? If For those of you who have businesses yourself, if this is how your setter sets, if this is how your chat closer closes, would you hire that person? I think you know the answer, right? So this is why I'm creating the complete setter, and here is what we will cover today. If you haven't already done so, now is the perfect time to take out your journal, your notebook, and start taking some serious notes, because this is a action-based program. It's not some entertainment video where you can sit back and watch and absorb theory. No. Okay, you need to take action. In fact, after this training, you look at your notes, and if you implement immediately, you can land a role right now and start setting and start closing and start making money. And when you get your results, okay, please come back to this video in the comment section and share your wins, share your breakthroughs, share your results. Okay, and if you feel like, wow, Sean, this free training that you've created for me is even more valuable, practical, and dangerous than all these other programs that I've paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and they guarantee me this and they guarantee me that, and yours is the one that really helped me to break through. Okay, do this community a favor and forward this video. Tag them in the comments below. Send them the link, the URL to this video, and say, hey, here's a free training that has really worked for me, and spread the message. Especially if you know a setter or closer or business owner that needs help, send them this training and spread the message, okay, and forward the value and pay it forward. You know, sometimes when I connect with new setters and closers, and I'm like, hey man, it's great to connect. Are you a setter? Are you a closer? Here is a free training. So I send them the other one, right? The other free training for remote closing. And it's packed with value. You know, it's all my best stuff put into it. It's my best work. And I give it out for free. You know, our space has been so saturated with people that text like that and sell like that and coach like that, that when I send them this free training, they're like, Sean, why are you doing this? You know, they cannot understand why. And they're like, what's the catch, Sean? And I'm like, nothing. This is a free training. That's it. And they're like, no, Sean, there has to be a catch. What's the catch? And I'm like, nothing. You know, they can't comprehend. Now, I hope you can comprehend. Why? Because if you want to be successful in this space long term, the key to achieving that is not some script, it's not some program, it's not an external thing. It is this gem quality in you, this gem of a quality in you that knows the power of giving value. You think about this, when you have to attract a quality team, what do you have to do? You have to demonstrate substance, yes? When you are in a team and you want to hit your KPIs, what do you have to do? You have to demonstrate substance, yes? All the time, you know, prospects will test you, influencers will test you, business owners will test you, the KPIs will test you, life will test you, and if you don't have substance, the gimmicks will not last. That's why you see a lot of these companies and business owners, they do all this marketing, and then 6 months later, the founder comes out with, I'm burnout post. I'm taking a sabbatical. I'm going to this country. I'm burnout. Because they're not aligned with what they do. There's no truth. There's no value in what they do. So to sustain this game long term, to become complete, you need to keep giving value. Okay, and don't be surprised when the more you give, the more it comes back. The 10 core points that we're going to cover today, my personal story. How did I discover the complete setter? Mentality. How does appointment setting work? Stages of a sales conversation, super important. Touch points. Sales awareness. What it means, how do you know if you are a complete setter? And I know a lot of you will be asking me, how do I land a qualified opportunity? So that's one of the bonuses we will cover, as well as everything that I'm teaching you today. Okay, I will do a demonstration at the end. Okay, in fact, any tool, script, resource, video, training thing, whatever you need from me that does not require my personal time, I am super happy to go to my vault, to go to my drive, to go to my folder and pull it out and send it over to you. If there's anything in today's training that you want to see, you want access, just reach out, send me a message. I will happily send it to you as long as it doesn't take up my personal time. Okay, and all these things that when I send you, you'll realize that I can teach it because I'm doing it. I'm still doing it right now. That's how I know how to demonstrate. That's how I know what you're going through. That's how I know how to problem solve. So it is the same way for you. Substance is always king. When you have substance, when we have substance, we don't have to worry about the competition. We don't have to worry about all those copycat coaches, those copycat closers. Okay, we just focus on what we do and we let our substance do the talking. First of all, what is a complete setter? How do you know when you are a complete setter? Okay, no gimmicks, no games, no nothing, very straightforward. When you can show or when you can do, you book 3 to 10 calls per day. You are able to secure for yourself a base salary of 1,000 to 1,005 with commissions 3 to 5% on all sales, cash collected. You're able to find a validated high ticket offer. A lot of problems that setters and closers face is because they don't know how to qualify. So they join teams that aren't ready for remote salespeople, and there's no calls, there's no volume, there's no sales. The whole thing is not validated. So you must learn how to qualify these companies well. When you find a qualified, validated offer, most of the time you're required to work 8-9 hours. Okay, that's like 2 4-hour shifts. Okay, you have a break in between. Okay, you probably work 5 to 6 days a week. Okay, and most importantly, if you are here to stay and work long term like me, it's very important that you actually enjoy what you do. You actually derive meaning, value, satisfaction, a sense of pride from doing what you do in remote sales. Especially the culture in the team, the personalities inside, the values they have. It must be aligned for you to have an enjoyable, sustainable, stable career in remote sales for the long term. This is my definition of a complete setter. And I need to share my story with you, not because I want to talk about myself, but so that you understand the beginning of all of this. So that if you find yourself in a similar situation, you know what's happening, you know that it is normal, and you know how to navigate out of it, you know how to break through, and you know how to find the solutions, and most importantly, you believe that it can be done. You believe that there is a key. You believe that there is a path out of the maze. Okay? My story begins all the way back in 2018, and even before that, in 2017, for 10 years, I worked as a martial arts instructor. I had my own martial arts business. I own a gym. I had my own brand. I was teaching Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do as a career. So I've never had a job. After graduating from university, in fact, even when I was in university, I already started teaching martial arts part-time, to fund my lifestyle, to have money to buy textbooks and go for courses and things like that. So by the time I graduated, I had enough students, so I continued to teach martial arts. I grew my school, I grew my business. I was a competitive dancer. I was a national athlete. I was competing for about 5 years. Okay, so this was a great time, in your 20s when you can live like that. It really, really was an enjoyable time. But towards the end, okay, actually halfway in between, okay, this was me in my studio, okay, happily teaching, really living the life, okay, teaching, enjoying martial arts. Halfway along the way, I met my first girlfriend. And you gotta understand, okay, I have another video on this that explains why I was single and lonely for 26 years. So if you are a guy, if you are a man, you can probably relate, right? When a guy cannot get a girlfriend, and you want a girlfriend, it's very sad, it's very lonely, it's very demoralizing, because growing up I was very skinny. I often fell sick, I was very weak, so I got no confidence, very introverted, always stammer when I talk. I don't know how to talk to girls, and so because of that, for 26 years, nobody liked me. I cannot find anyone, and it was just so sad. Basically, I cannot close any girl to be my girlfriend. I cannot even set anyone on a date. Cannot set, cannot close, cannot brand. That was me growing up. But at 26, I finally found this girlfriend, and for those of you who know, you know, when you are single all the way, the first girlfriend is the most important, right? The most precious, the most dear to you. But towards the end of my martial arts career, especially moving into my 30s, my body was very beat up from all the training, from all the hits that I take, from all the injuries, and physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, I was all completely burned out. My back was hurt, my body was aching, my finances were going down, I couldn't pay rent, I couldn't sustain the business, and I couldn't sustain this relationship. So in the end, everything fell apart. The martial arts business, my studio, my girlfriend, my life, everything turned upside down. So one day, waking up, I look at the wall and where is my studio? It's gone. Where is my girlfriend? She's gone. Where is my life? It's gone. Where is my fencing? All gone. It's just me staring at my wall, and I was like, okay, I am like 28, 29 now. I'm gonna turn 30 soon and I got nothing. So what's the plan, Sean? What are you going to do? And I didn't know. So it was so difficult that I would get panic attacks, you know, I would cry alone in my room, I would be so lost. And of course, if it's a normal day, you can be smart, you know, you can be intelligent, but when the fear and the pressure and everything hits you all at once, you just don't know what to do. Okay, that was when I told myself, okay, let's try copywriting. It didn't work out. Let's try drop shipping. It didn't work out. And last chance. Okay, last chance, remote sales. So I clean up my environment, I clean up my room, and I told myself, I am going to do remote sales. I don't know what it is. I have no one to guide me. I have no idea how to do this, but some way, somehow, if I don't want to go to a job, if I don't want to die of hunger, my back was already against the wall. So sometimes people ask me, hey, should I quit my job? You know, should I go all in? I don't know, because I never had a job. The only thing I did was to go all in. So that's the only thing I can teach. It got to a point where, because I'm based in Singapore, right? I'm not based in the US, I'm not based in the UK. I work opposite time zone to do sales for my prospects and clients in the US. So in the daytime, I'm sleeping. At night, through ungodly, unearthly hours, I'm working. So I had to buy opaque curtains, and I covered my entire window, block all the sunlight out. You know, I wrap the curtains, I pin the curtain, I make sure no light come in. So in the day I can sleep, at night I can work. Were very difficult times, and so many times. Today, a lot of people see, wow, Sean, you know, your stuff looks great, your life looks great, everything looks great, you are lucky, you are talented. You haven't seen when I was crying every night alone in my room, because I, like Elaine, same as Elaine, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, I don't know who can help me. So in the midst of all this chaos, I told myself, okay, if you see the yellow circle over there, it says 2nd of April 2018, 4:51 p.m. I sat down and I wrote down my plan. I said, I don't know how, I don't care how I'm going to do it, but at the end of the year, I will make my first 10K. I will become a self-sufficient, complete remote salesperson. Okay. And you got to see, okay, same as Elaine, I invested in closer programs. So by September that year, okay, this one was in April. Okay, this one was in January. It had been 9 long months, and then by September, the bank wrote me a letter and say that to sustain your bank account, we need a minimum of $500. Because you have how much? You look at the yellow circle, 29 September 2018. Because you have 0, we can't even deduct $2. We're going to close your account down. And then whatever you need to pay, okay, it's all going to be terminated. So, do you know where was my final $2? It's on the right. That was my last $2. Okay, and my $10 mic. Basically, I had $12. I took $10. I buy this mic. This was the mic that I used to achieve everything. So shout out to my $10 mic. I love you. You are my best friend. Okay, you were there when no one else were there. And my $2 note. Okay, surviving on whatever food I had left. You know, it was like the zombie apocalypse. Okay, I just eat whatever I can to survive. And I told myself, okay, it's time to suit up. Okay, even though I have nothing, I'm going to create something out of nothing. So I put together my best site forward. I put together my best brand. And there's nothing to put actually, because at this time, I had nothing. Okay, I just looked good, but really I had no substance during this time. But I put my best foot forward. And because I put my best foot forward, and going through influencer after influencer, I finally met this guy, Mark. And he was the one that taught me a lot of what I know today. He was the one that gave me my start. He was the one that gave me my first opportunity. And because I learned from him, huge part on mindset, on paradigm. Okay, he is a certified consultant under Bob Proctor. God bless his soul. And together, we built a team of more than 20 full-time closers together, and I was the sales leader. I was the sales director. And closing on this team was one of the most memorable and enjoyable experiences ever in my remote career, if not in my life. Because I got to travel to so many countries, I got to meet my team, I got to close, I got to travel, and I got to close while traveling. And by the way, you see this guy behind here? That's my wife. That's Andrea. That's how she used to look. So because we got into the same team, we got closer and closer. But if you want to know that story, that's probably for another video. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear that story. And for the first time in my life at 30 years old, I got to see snow. I got to touch snow because there's never any snow in Singapore. It's hot all year round. So when I went to Canada to train with Bob Proctor, basically Mark was a consultant with Bob, okay, and he invited me, okay, to attend his consultant training with him. And in Canada, in Toronto, I saw snow. And it was so fun, although it was so cold that I almost died. You see this photo here was the moment I almost died because it was so cold I could not stick my hand out. And then one of my teammates fell on the floor, and I didn't even dare to stick out my hand to help her out because it was so cold. But in the end, I stuck out my hand, okay, and I helped her up, and then we continued walking through the snow. During my time in this team, okay, I had my best performance ever. And it was in this team that I crossed my first 10K. It was in this team that I built a sales team of more than 20 full-time closers, and everyone learned how to set and close from Mark, myself included. So as the sales director, okay, I was in charge of hiring, motivating, and training them. And I also earned the override, which means that whatever my team makes, I will earn a percentage that mirrors that. On top of my own sales, on top of my own commissions, on top of my own bonuses, on top of my own products and programs and training that I was selling for myself. This was the start of a whole new life. I got to take a beautiful photo with Bob Proctor before he passed away, so God bless his soul. I learned so much from this incredible and amazing human being. And I want to share this video with you when it was really a moment for us, because when we started with Mark, it was just two of us, we had nothing. We also started from scratch, but very quickly we crossed 6 figures together, and because of that, they really gave us the recognition. They celebrated us. Mark won this thing called the Silver Pin Award from Bob, and this was a proud moment when our team could go on stage and celebrate this win together. This is Mark, this is his wife Dana, this is Jason, this is Jay, this is John, okay, this is Alice, this guy is Mark. To share a stage with Bob, okay, and Sandy, I think it's really a proud moment for all of us. Well, we didn't know that we do remote sales, then we can get to have this moment together. That's me, that's my future wife Andrea. Is one of our happy clients. Okay. So because of my time with this team, I managed to go back to fencing. This was the night when I went to my old cupboard and I dig and I found all my gear. And I put it on, and of course I was very happy that I could still fit inside. But the most important thing is I finally felt ready to go back to fencing again, and that was my goal, that was my dream. I told myself, if I can even go back just for one bout, if I can even go back and fence again, just for 1 point, and even if I lose that point, it's fine. Because why? When I retired at 28, I did not finish my story. And that was the one thing that had been eating me alive the whole time, because I wasn't ready to retire. If I had to retire, I want to do it. I will do it on my terms. So this moment was incredibly special for me when I could finally feel secure and ready to go back to fencing. And I met Andrea. This is Andrea, the same Andrea in the video, okay, the same Andrea from here, this guy, okay, this is her, and we are happily married now. So what does this entire story have to do with you? Why did I tell you this whole story? Because I want you to understand that this is a lifestyle, this is an attitude, this is a paradigm, this is a way of me standing up for myself. This was my way of redemption. This is my relationship with remote sales. Because of remote sales, I found myself. And I'm sure that you are here to find yourself as well. When I was in this team with Mark, one day he asked me, Sean, what are you doing tomorrow at 8 a.m.? I said, hey boss, I will be waiting. And he said, waiting for what? I said, waiting for calls, because I'm a closer. I wait for calls. You are supposed to book the calls. You are supposed to run ads. I'm supposed to take the calls. I only want to close hot, warm, inbound leads. And then he laughed and said, why do you guys think like that? We don't wait for calls. We create calls, he said. We create calls. And I said, you can do that? How do you do that? And then he started teaching me. He called this thing blitzing. So he would gather the team, and then he would say things like, let's build energy together, let's set our intention, and then we would text. We would text and discuss each other's screenshot, and we would book calls and we would close. So here you see on the left, he said, we are making a good team. Okay, why we're making a good team? Because there was this one sale, 7,000. I lost the sale. The guy booked a call with me and I almost closed him, and then I didn't close him. I lost the sale. So I thought Mark would blame me for it, but he didn't. One day, to my surprise, he calls me and then he says, "Congratulations, Sean, you closed." And I said, "I closed?" He said, "Yes, you closed." I said, "How?" He said, "The guy paid in full." I said, "No, he rejected me. I lost the sale." He said, "Yeah, but I called the guy back." So Mark went behind my back and he called the lead back and he closed him. The guy paid in full, and I was like, oh my god. So I asked him, "How do you do it?" And he said, "You got to learn how to text people, how to bring them on calls, and how to communicate with them." So when I could learn how to text and I could learn how to sell, I became the complete seller. And when you can book calls, let me ask you this: if you can book calls and you can close sales, how many times would you do it? Later on, when I found Saba is this lady on the right, she further refined and perfected my organic texting skills to the next level. So this is how I discovered this process. And I want to start by saying everything is about mentality. Okay, it's a fine line. Okay, it's a fine line from all those people that spam like this. Okay, because they think, I just want a job, I just want a role, I just want an offer. And then you get the offer, yes, you get the opportunity, that's one thing. Can you hold that opportunity? Can you stay in that opportunity? Can you perform in that opportunity? Because if you can't, what, do you expect the team to keep you? And then if you don't have the skills, so what if you get the opportunity? Because I know a lot of remote salespeople, 1 week they're like, yay, I got an opportunity, and then next week it's gone. Why? Because they cannot perform. That's why they get stuck in this loop, right? Where they join team, quit team, join team, quit team, join team, quit team. Because the mentality is not aligned. What is the right mentality to have? You need to tell yourself that this is not a job. Okay, this is my business. Even though I was setting and closing for Mark, I was setting and closing for Saba, in my mind, I'm here to make money. I'm here to solve problems. I'm here to get good at my skills. Why? Because this is a service and solution I provide. Just like any real estate agent, any financial consultant, this is your business. Okay, you are selling your own product. Your own product is your remote skills, your remote solutions. From here, you don't want to depend on companies, but rather you want to see them as your clients. Like Mark was my client, Saba was my client, and I can share the results that I've gotten with them to advance my brand, to advance my portfolio and move up to better and better teams. And throughout all this, what am I doing? I'm always trying to complete and advance my skills. So can you see the difference in mentality? And it's such a fine line, because if we fall into this paradigm, it's very hard to get out of it. We'll just keep repeating the same loop again and again for months and months. And I've been in this space for so many years. Every season I see sellers and closers come and go, come and go, come and go, because they cannot break out of this. So they get jaded, disappointed, and they quietly go back to a job. We never see them again. So how does appointment setting work? Okay, it's a very simple process. Okay, this is the full sales process from the time a company begins to market itself. The prospect goes on a journey where they are problem unaware, problem aware, process unaware, process aware, solution unaware, solution aware, and then they invest. So once the marketing does its job, okay, we come in as sellers to provide the human touch, connection, conversation, intimacy, to say, hey, there's a human being here for you. There's a human being here to understand you. There's a human being here to support you. There's a human here to make you feel seen, heard, and understood. You're not just buying from some nameless company. You're not buying from some unknown brand. Like, it's a person. And who is that person? It's us. And we are here to support and sell you on the value of the next step. Okay, so you book a call. Some companies do one call, some company do two calls, but that's when the closers take over from here. Okay, this one is provided by the company. Okay, and we need to specialize in closing on chat. What is the opportunity for closing on chat and how does it happen? So a typical company is going to have all of these things, right? First, you see the one in gold. What is this? Validated offers. Okay, validated offers. Goes all the way from 0 to high ticket. Okay, that's where all the good commissions margins are here. And a company, when it does its marketing, okay, will have three types of traffic. Paid traffic, organic traffic, or partner traffic. And all this traffic is going to drive leads and prospects into their email sequence, into their organic posts, into their social media, onto their website, and all these create opportunity for conversations to happen. In the email, you can send people to Messenger. In your organic social media, you can trigger inbound conversations, or when a company hosts a live event, online or offline, again, it is opportunity to start conversations. And what is the purpose of these conversations? You can either make a sale there and then if you know how to close on chat, or it usually goes into a higher level sales call where the closer or the business owner himself or herself will take the call, and when a sale happens, we as sellers get paid a percentage of commissions. What do we do exactly as apartment sellers? First of all, get up on time. Okay, for me, because I'm sitting in my office, my computer, by my keyboard all the time, I'm sitting down, I need to move. I need to work out, I need to exercise. Once that is done, my energy flows. I sit down, I do what Mark taught me, set an intention, build energy, and I go. Okay, first 4 hours, I set and set and set, I text and text and text. Okay, then I take a break, I go for lunch. Again, set and set and set, text and text and text, book calls, book calls, book calls. Whenever I have free slots here, I will jump on what we call triage calls with my prospects. Okay, so I had the opportunity to do calls. And sometimes on those triage calls, the person is already wanting to buy because we have good marketing. They are very educated, they know what our offer is, and they want it. So sometimes a sale can happen there and then. Okay, if not, again, I go for another hour, another shift. Okay, not recommended, but for me, I like to push. So when I have the time, I whip up my phone, I start blitzing through the conversations. If not, I will be studying and upgrading myself, especially on weekends. I have no life, okay? I don't go out, I don't play, I don't party, I don't go for gatherings, I don't chill. When I have time, over the last 5 years in remote sales, whenever I have time, I study, I invest in myself, I upgrade. Okay, and Sunday, okay, your personal time, family time, I use it for thinking time to plan for my next week. So now you are in the inbox, you are texting, you are booking calls, you're doing appointment setting. What is actually happening? Let me share with you what I call the stages of a sales conversation. It's a very straightforward process. You have 6 stages. Number 5 is optional, depending on whether you want to optimize for more calls booked or you want to decrease the quantity so that you have highly qualified, high quality clients that want to book calls with you. So it depends on what the strategy is, what the company wants to optimize for. Some want more calls, some want less calls with higher quality and higher qualifying. That's why I put a question mark here. Stage 1 is rapport. Stage 2 is background. Stage 3 is goals. Stage 4 is pain. Stage 5, optional qualification. Stage 6, you sell the value of the sales meeting, of the sales call, or of the triage call. So if you want access to my slides so that you can, save all these things, just reach out, send me a message and let me know, and I'll forward this over to you. And what's really important here is the demonstration. Okay, so let's look at this, for example. Okay, I'm gonna show you some conversations, but I will quickly cover what a touch point is. Okay, then I'll demonstrate. So a touch point is any point of contact. Okay, when or where a conversation can occur. Okay, example, we have this thing called a two-step or comment for value. Okay, I'll show you an example. Community joins. People that come inbound when we go outbound. Organic engagement with social media. Clearing the inbox one time. Okay, following up with unread messages. Old or dead conversations. Leads that are dead, sales that we have lost before, we're going to revive them. Okay, as well as any messages that you can recall yourself that you want to send. Okay, people come to your mind. So touch points, you see, when people like your post, that's a touch point. When people join your group, that's a touch point. People attend your event, that's a touch point. As long as they come into contact with you, that is the chance to engage as a seller and say, hey, I saw that you like my post, I saw that you joined my group, right? You're making contact, you're saying hello. Because why? If there's no one to provide this, can you imagine how many sales, how much leads, how many opportunities are being lost? Because all these leads are just swimming, orbiting, and it's just flooding the entire network. But then there's no one there to come in and say, let me sweep up all the leads, let me engage all of them, let me make sure they're all book calls, and then we have sales. You know who is the guy to do that? You are the complete setter. So example of a two-step. Okay, a two-step is anything that triggers a conversation. So for example, this post that I made, right? I say, hey, do you want to see this amazing thing? Okay, comment me below. So if you are selling for someone else and they have a similar post, what you will do is you will reach out to all these 19 people that comment, and you'll say, hey, I saw that you want this message or you want this gift, right? You saw this message, you want this gift, okay, and then you will text them, you will chat with them, and then you will bring them on a sales call. That is one call book. If that call becomes a close, you get paid commissions. Same thing with this. Okay, it can be a short post or a long post, doesn't matter, but if it triggers a value exchange, it is a two-step. It is a comment for value. Same thing as this one, 24 comments, so you'll hit all of them. Okay, this one, 62 comments, you'll hit all of them. Okay, 55 comments, you'll hit all of them. So in a day, okay, there's gonna be a lot of opportunity for you to go text people, text, and book calls. Okay, when someone joins a community, example, Facebook group. Okay, this is for my own group. Okay, you'll say, hey, prospect, welcome to my group. Okay, what's your background? Right, have some rapport. What is your background? What are you looking to achieve? What is that? What is that? Goals. Okay, so rapport, background, goals. Okay, and then you will find, okay, what are you currently going through? What is the pain? Okay, what are your obstacles? Okay, so from there you will. So in this case, this was done by my seller. So my seller didn't do the qualification. So it's okay to skip it if you know what you're doing. Okay, because in my Calendly, okay, there are some intense qualification there going on. So my seller skips the qualification. Okay, gets the report, background, goals, and pain, and sells the value of a call. Okay, so this is one call booked. Okay, again, welcome to my community, okay, or welcome to my tribe, or whatever. It could be a Telegram group, it could be anything. It could be a meetup group. It doesn't matter. We welcome them to the community. Hey, why did you join my program? What is your goal? What do you want to achieve? Okay, the script is not so important, because when you join a team, you want to personalize this sequence into the business owner's voice, into the business owner's style of texting. But the essence is the same. Okay, rapport, background, goals, pain, and then you sell the value of the call. Okay, so same thing. Okay, you pitch the call. Okay, welcome to my group. Okay, and then rapport, background, goals, pain, and you pitch the call. Okay, so booked. That is 3 calls booked. So what if you have people that add you, or you add people, and there are messages coming in, there are messages going out. Same thing, you could say, hey, great to connect, rapport, background, goals, pain, pitch the call. Okay, in this case, I pitched a call with one of my closers. Okay, I didn't have the time to take calls anymore, so I would say, hey, book a call with my guy, right? Or my seller will say, hey, book a call with my guy. Okay, what if, so same thing, new friend, whether they add you or you add them. A lot of businesses use Facebook and Instagram to do this. Okay, Facebook and Instagram. So same process. Okay, goals, pain, background, rapport, and then you pitch the call. So it's a very straightforward process, which means that in a day, if you work 8 hours, you can easily hit 3 to 10 calls. Okay, and a good closer will close about 1, 2, 3, 5 of them, I don't know, depending on the closing rate. Okay, and then you get paid when a sale is made. Okay, so when they engage with you, same thing, reach out, text them, say hello. Okay, this one, should engage with my story. Okay, should engage with my content. So again, rapport, background, goals, pain. Okay, then pitch the call. Okay, the other thing you need to notice is I'm not typing a lot. Okay, they are usually the ones typing more, and I'm not trying to sound as a seller. Right, you see, I'm typing as though it's my best friend, it's a human voice. Okay, it's not like this guy. Okay, it's not like this guy. Okay, so what is a messenger clear out? It's one day you need to at least clear one round of all the unread messages once. That is a clear out. Okay, you got to follow up with messages that you mark. Okay, old date convos, lost sales, and personal messages. So all these combined, how many conversations do you think you can hit in a day? 50? 100? 200? 300? So how many calls do you think you can book? How many sales do you think will happen as a result of that? So are you getting the picture and the hang of this? Okay, next thing you got to understand is every lead, every prospect, every single one of these people, they go through stages of awareness. Okay, they do not come in and buy immediately. Okay, there's always this process where they don't know what is the problem, or they haven't realized that, oh, I have a significant problem. It's because the prospect believes that I have a problem, I need help. Then they are more interested in your content, in your process, in the general way that you can help them. So now, right here in between, when you pitch the call, then it makes sense. A lot of people, like these guys, they do not nurture their leads properly. They're so impatient on wanting to get the sale right there and then that they don't bring the prospect, or rather they don't support the prospect through, hey, what is the problem? Right? Because when you create this flow of rapport, background, goals, pain, you're taking them from trust, from connection with you, okay, to saying, okay, there is a serious problem here, and yes, I do want to solve it. I do want to understand what is your process. Then you can sell the value of the call. Okay, so recap, you as a complete setter, 3 to 10 calls, base 1,000 to 1,005, comms 3 to 5%, validated high ticket offer. Okay, and make sure that you are aligned with the working hours and a team and the teams that you join. Bonuses. Okay, for those of you thinking, okay, Sean, so you've shown me the different ways to set and book calls. With this skill, okay, if I can do this whole thing, okay, and I can follow the company's script, and I have what it takes to do this online, how do I find a good company? Okay, this is what I'm hearing a lot of times. First one, I'm attracting a lot of weird, unqualified opportunities. They're not ready for remote salespeople. Another one is I joined several programs, but they are teaching me the theory. They are giving me the hype and motivation and camaraderie and things like that, but when it comes down to the actual doing and implementation, they cannot demonstrate. There's no example. I don't know the steps. And then another one is, they guaranteed me placement, so I have to wait. And I'm like, why you wait? And they said, because they guarantee me a placement, so I wait. And then I check in again, still waiting. 2 weeks later, I check in again, still waiting. 1 month later, still waiting. 1 year later, gone. Okay. Another one is, what if I have no experience? So first of all, okay, you are the guarantee. Why do I say that? Because a lot of sellers, like I said, right, they have this mentality. They have this mindset, so they are stuck. So when you have no brand, no substance, no initiative, and then most of them will just comment, apply, and then they wait, right? They just wait and wait and wait. Remember what I said about mentality. As a complete seller, we go on the attack. Okay? Do you know what is the best proof that you can use to show a business owner that you can set? Make a guess. What is the best proof that you can convince a business owner that you can set? It's when you can close them to get on a call with you. If you use what you learned today, okay, please do not plagiarize my stuff. Okay, a lot of the copycat coaches are already doing that. They're gonna do that, but you don't do that. Okay, you can take it, you can model after this, and you can do up your own thing, and you can use it to demonstrate to the business owner that if you give me your leads, I know how to support them, I know how to nurture them, I know how to monitor them, I know how to sell them the value of a sales call with you or your closer. When you can get them on a call because you took the initiative to demonstrate your substance, and they come on a call and they ask you, what makes you think you can be a good seller? You tell them, well, I got you on a call, didn't I? Okay, and even if, or even when you get a good opportunity, that's half the battle won. You still need to perform. Because if you don't book and close, they don't see the KPIs, you are going to get released. And hey, sometimes if you get released, if you get rejected, it is okay. Okay, take the experience points from that team, like me and Mark's team, me and Saba's team, okay, transform them into your assets. Use it to join even better teams and continue to cycle upwards and secure better and better opportunities. This is what I call the complete cycle. So when you can book calls, and either you are the one closing or someone else is closing, again, I ask you, how many times would you do it? Okay, so let's have a demonstration. And if you want any of these resources, okay, just text me, say I've seen your training on apartment setting, can you send me, this and that, and I'll forward it over. This is me guaranteeing placement for myself, because I don't depend on companies. I've never depended on those kind of things. I am the guarantee. You are the guarantee. So because my mindset, my brand, and my skills are optimized, I reach out, I say, hey, business owner, I'm here to apply to join your team. Okay, I send 2 videos, and then, the influencer replied. Okay, they say, I appreciate what you share, I appreciate your value, and what is your experience, and do you have any proof? So you need to prepare all these assets so that when they ask, it's good to go. Okay, and then they ask, what is your style of setting? Okay, then you just, do your thing, because you are a closer on chat. Okay, so you need to know how to close them. Okay, so voice message, and if you want to see the interview where she tests me, she grill me, okay, and I overcome all the objections, you can head over to my YouTube and scroll down under this live call section. Okay, these are all the actual interviews that I've done, so you can learn from how I do it. Okay, this is another one. Okay, same thing, I sent a voice message, and this is an 8-figure influencer, and he actually replied, hey Sean, I just saw it, interesting, let's talk more. And then he disappeared for a while, and I used my follow-up skills, and then he replies, he say, hey Sean, what's your number? I'll WhatsApp you. And he WhatsApp me, are you free for a call? Can you do 5 p.m.? Okay, can you meet me earlier? Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm prepared. Okay, and then we meet. Okay, so same thing, the interviews are all documented here, as well as all the examples you need. So take some time to study these demonstrations and ask yourself, Do I want to wait for an opportunity? Do I want to depend on the so-called guaranteed placement? Or do I want to own the skills, own my preparation, own my brand, my mindset, and my skills, and go on the attack and reach out to companies confidently and say, I'm a setter, this is what I'm here to do, this is what I'm capable of doing, okay, this is what I prepared, okay, and if you do it right, they will respond in predictable mathematical fashion. Why? Because remember what I said earlier, there is no business in the world that will say no to more leads, more sales. Okay, so before I conclude this training, I want to remind you of why we start this career. Okay, it doesn't matter what you have right now. It doesn't matter what is the present circumstances right now. It doesn't matter what is the present conditions right now. You can start with a $10 mic. You can start with a $2 note. But if you understand why this career is purposeful, is meaningful, and is dear to you, so that from where you have fallen, you can build yourself up, okay, and face your deepest fears, challenge your biggest vulnerabilities and insecurities, okay, face your worst nightmare, and if you can dig deep and train yourself and push yourself and grow and help others and give value and do that for your family and loved ones, and you equip yourself with the right skills, you meet the right people, and you set and closer and closer and close, you become the complete setter. So this was the complete setter training. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you a very clear perspective of what it means to do appointment setting, as well as how to handle the conversations, okay, what is the flow like, what is the psychology like, and ultimately what is possible for you in the remote online sales space. If you have a question after watching this training, just reach out on social media, say, hey Sean, I've seen your training, and then ask me whatever you want. Okay, let me know whatever resource you need, and I will send it over. If this video helped, drop a like, leave a comment, drop a sub, and as always, any comments, questions, feedback, send them my way, and I will see you in my next video.